And we're back. It's summer, so I've had the kids home full time. And I think the way that my brain works is that I need to hyper focus on things and have complete alone time for me to be able to use my bandwidth effectively. So when the kids are home, it's difficult for me to even film a cleaning, which I do, obviously, while they're home, but somehow I just don't even think about it. Setting up a camera just seems daunting. So there hasn't been any content, even though I have quite a bit of a backlog of things I could use. Just even sitting down at my computer hasn't really been available. Well, I'm sure there are times I could have done it, but I feel like I need a long chunk to really sit down and think about it. I've tried doing it on car trips, and I bring my laptop. I tried doing it on vacations, and I just don't do it. In the car, I get kind of car sick. This is my friend's house. She runs a business out of her home, and she asks me for help every week or every other week with her business as well as with cleaning. This is the bedroom of her children, so I'm just doing a very surface clean, not delving too deep here, just trying to stack things so they don't fall over. You can see in on the side there they have guinea pigs, and I'll be cleaning up that cage shortly in the video also. Our summer has started off with quite the bang. The day before school ended, my kids did something which resulted in the youngest one getting injured. So it was one of those extraordinarily hot days, and he was walking really slowly from school, and myself and my other son were trying to get him to go, and my son got frustrated and sort of yanked him off of this off of this fence he was holding on to, and it caused him to fall and hit his head real bad. And I knew right away, like I was already kind of walking ahead of them, and I turned around just in time to see what was happening. And I watched the incident, and like I knew that this was gonna be really bad. So got I grabbed my wagon and I took the younger kid to the urgent care, which is like really close, really, really close. And he was crying, and I felt good at least that he was crying, because when you have a concussion or something, you, you're not crying. So he was conscious the whole time, very bloody, very traumatic. And at the urgent care, they were just like, this is really bad. You have to go to the emergency room. And I kind of wish that I hadn't paid them at the urgent care, because all they could tell me after I paid was that to take him somewhere else. So I took him to the ER. I think we were in a cab, and I was a little bit concerned because he started to fall asleep, and I wasn't sure if this was like a head concussion, falling asleep, or just like wanting to take a nap, falling asleep. So, uh, so he got staples that night, And then when we came back, like he was okay. Obviously, like it was uncomfortable, but he was okay. And then like we tried to take it easy. I mean, we still did stuff. I just figured like what are the chances of him falling on his head in like the same exact spot. So about 4 days later, I took him to the playground and he managed to get the same spot re-injured. He said that like a kid kicked him. I don't think that uh I don't think that there was any malicious intent. I think there were like kids coming down a slide as he was at the bottom or something. And he got like kicked in the head in a way that sent the back of his head into the slide in the same exact spot. And I looked at it and right away I could tell that it had gotten better, but now it was like really bad again. So I I took him home. I wasn't quite sure what to do. Like I wasn't sure if this was worthy of another emergency visit or what. And eventually I decided that I should take him back to the emergency room where they gave him two more staples. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he got staples. Yeah, he got staples the first time. So I got two more staples. I got kind of a talking to like the the one of the nurses, I guess, or whoever was just like, what was he doing? Why was he on the slide? And I didn't have a good answer except for that. You know, he seemed okay and like recovering, and I wasn't gonna just. Oh, there's the guinea pig. I wasn't gonna just keep him home. So uh, that was that second trip was kind of worse because the same nurse had like was really rough with him and kept like rubbing, was trying to like stop the bleeding and clean up what was on his head, but he was just kind of had his head in a headlock and was like rubbing it really hard. And I was so by the end of that I was just so like no, I think the main feeling was like anger. I it was just like frustration with, you know, obviously myself and just the fact that we were there and what happened and I wasn't watching him close enough. After just kind of having this relief of like, okay, he's gonna be fine, he's healing, and then like having to basically repeat everything. And that was okay. He got, well, the other thing was that we have a little pool right in our, like, couple of blocks away in the park. And the kids like going to this pool. So, with this, like, big gash on his head, I didn't want him in the pool. So, I was, and like, after the second time, I got him a swim cap. I was like, maybe we could use a swim cap. I got him this rugby helmet or something. I got him like this shock absorbent headband. I mean, it was a bit silly, but I was, and it, not that he would even like have it on for more than 30 seconds, but was just feeling like I could not keep this child safe at all. Here's the main living space. Most of us live in pretty small spaces, like this is a one bedroom apartment. So that's what you're seeing back there is the bedroom where I just was, and this is the main living space. And then the couch here pulls out for sleeping because my friend doesn't always or ever want to like sleep in the kids' room. But yeah, this is a good New York City apartment. Like, at least hers is renovated. It's nice. Like, things are painted, things aren't chipping off. The floor is like a real wood floor. Very cool. So going back to the the kid, after that, initial, like, couple of days after the second time we went to the ER, he was definitely healing, like, it was looking better. And both times he had gotten like this really big lump where it was like a hematoma, basically a bruise. So it looked pretty bad, but it was visibly getting much better. And then maybe about, well, I took him to get stitches out, and I found out that there was a $500 copay with each ER visit. So on top of the urgent care, there was going to be like two bills. And I said, like, well, I can probably get his stitches out somewhere else. And they said, like, yeah, you could try going to urgent care. So to get his stitches out, we went to urgent care, and that was less than $500, which was good. And when I saw the tool that they were using, I thought, like, oh, you know, if somebody ever needs staples again, we could probably get them out. Just kidding. Not gonna do that. But it just looked super easy. It took like 5 minutes for them to come out. Didn't hurt or anything. That was all well and good. Breathed a sigh of relief. The kid went swimming. Like everything was fine. Then, well, like about a week. Well, this actually happened exactly on my birthday. So on my birthday, I was doing some cleanup in the house. I had a ladder out, like a step ladder that was only like 3 or 4 steps. It's not like it goes up to the ceiling or anything. Maybe like waist high. Oh, watch here. I find some rotten potatoes. And do you guys know that potatoes, when they rot, smell like somebody has died? I don't know why they smell so bad, but if something stinks in your house, check the potatoes. It might be that. Back to the ladder incident. I was using it, and then instead of putting it away, I put it in the living room, thinking I could use it in the living room to like clean the ceiling fan or something. And the kid, the same one, took a leap off the top of it, and usually, like, I've seen him climb the ladder, I've seen him jump off the ladder, but he went sideways, like he decided to jump off of it sideways. I don't think I've ever seen him try to jump off of the last, like, rung of it, like the platform at the top, and he was aiming for the couch, so he wanted to jump from the ladder to the couch. But because of, like, the way, well, I don't think he should have been like on the very top trying to jump, like maybe from like the second step or something. He's done that, and that's been fine. And obviously, like, he shouldn't be playing on a ladder. I had just watched him like jump off the first step like 10 times, and that was completely harmless. So I just really didn't think he would climb it all the way. But obviously, I should have just put it all the way away, and if I wanted it later, I could have taken it back out. But what happened was that the ladder like tipped as he jumped. So instead of jumping, he just kind of face planted. And I watched it happen, and I thought, like, oh, he's had like much worse tumbles. And then he was crying, and I'm like, okay, he's crying, like obviously that hurt. But then, like, he's like, my arm, and I look at his arm, and it like does not look right. And like, you know, anatomically, like what it's supposed to look like, and it's just like different now. So we sat down with the ice pack, and like his crying was definitely beyond the standard. I hurt myself crying in that last like 5 minutes, and then he's fine. Like, I could tell. So I get the wagon ready to go to the urgent care because it's closer. And I figure, like, I'm still kind of hoping it's just a bad sprain or something like that. So they tell me after like x-rays, it's, I could see on the x-ray right away that it was broken. because they had me in there like while he was getting x-rays. So they said like this is bad enough that you have to go to like ER. And I said like should we go to that ER where we just were like twice? And they said no, that one's actually not very good. Don't go to that one. They recommended one in Manhattan, like Children's Trauma Center. So that's where we went, and we spent the entirety of my birthday at getting his bones set, where he had to have like more x-rays there because they don't rely on like other ones. And while they were fixing his arm, they had to have x-ray on it the whole time so they could see what they were doing and what was happening on the inside. And then they had to do more x-rays once it was in the cast to make sure that everything had been put together correctly. And we got to go home. That was a very trying day. Luckily, my son, after that initial like half an hour, I gave him Motrin. After that initial half an hour, he was like actually fine and in like pretty good, actually really good mood. They gave him a really nice splint. I actually had a splint at home from when he sprained his wrist last year, so like he was not complaining at all through the whole ordeal, like waiting, and they had to give him some really strong narcotics while they were fixing his arm. And he just really was cooperating with everybody. And we eventually got home, and at night he had a lot of discomfort that first day. And then we just came back from the second appointment to see how the arm was going, how it was healing. Everything looks good. We have not been able to go swimming, of course, very minimal activity because he's so active. Like he'll want to like run and jump, and like I have taken him out obviously, but I'm very clear that he can't do anything. So he'll like draw on the sidewalk or like dig in the dirt or something like that, and he's been able to do that. I mean, he's still like running. Hopefully this is the end of it, and hopefully like he can heal the arm, because I think it has a fracture through the growth plate. That's what they told me. It was hard to see, but that could have a bit of complication, but hopefully he makes a full recovery. And we are getting one of those covers that's airtight, and I know like people who have used them, and I know they get like really good reviews. So hopefully we can get some of our summer back and do some activities. It's certainly put a huge damper on, well, not only having kids at home, but also being like pretty limited with the activities. My husband has been working a lot, and we actually got to go on a pretty fun work trip with him that maybe I'll talk about the next one, since this one's coming to an end. In this last bit that I'm cleaning up at my friend's house is the bathroom area. So yeah, that's our summer so far. The reason I haven't really been on, I'd like to be making like at least 3 videos a month, but looks like July is probably just gonna be 1. So I hope you guys are having a good summer, and I'll see you in the next one.